Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're having a great day so far. I wanted to take a moment and discuss with you two strategies in creative real estate investing. The two strategies I want to discuss with you today are owner finance and subject to. Now, with owner finance, what happens is the seller essentially takes on the role of the bank. So instead of the buyer having to go to the bank and get a traditional loan and pay monthly installment payments to the bank, they can make direct payments to the seller because the seller has essentially taken on the role of the bank. So the properties in this type of strategy are going to be free and clear. They're not going to have any mortgages on them. Now, there's advantages for both the buyer and the seller in this strategy. An advantage for the buyer is that sometimes they're not able to get a traditional loan through the bank for various reasons. So they don't have to worry about that because the owner or the seller has taken on the role of the bank. So they're able to make direct payments to them and they don't have to worry about getting a loan and they can still purchase the house. Now, a benefit for the seller is that sometimes they don't want to receive a huge lump sum of money all at once because of the tax implications of that. So because they're getting monthly installment payments from the buyer, they don't have to worry about that. So it's a win-win situation. Now, moving on to subject to. Subject to means subject to the existing mortgage. So what happens in this strategy is the buyer takes on the payments of the mortgage loan. Now, something to note here is very important. A lot of people get it confused and they believe that the mortgage loan transfers to the name of the buyer. Well, that's not true. The mortgage loan stays exactly how it was, how it exists. It doesn't transfer over to the name of the buyer. It stays in the name of the seller. The buyer only takes on the payments and make those payments directly to the bank. Now, the type of sellers that you'll find in this strategy are going to be typically like in pre-foreclosure, or maybe they're moving over to a family member's house because they can't continue making the payments on the house, whatever it is. Now, some people ask, well, why don't they just put the house on the market and sell it? Well, unfortunately, sometimes what happens is the seller just doesn't have the funds to make the necessary improvements to the house to be able to put it on the market and sell it there. So, or they just don't want to mess with that and they just want to quickly sell it, and subject to is appealing to them. So because of that, they'll go that route. Now, just like with owner finance, there's advantages for both the buyer and the seller. One of the advantages for the buyer is that they have a house that they're able to get deeded over to them, and with little to no money down, they just have to make sure that they're taking on and making those monthly payments on the mortgage directly to the bank. And as far as with the seller, the benefit there is that a lot of times they're in pre-foreclosure or just close to facing foreclosure, and they don't want the repercussions or the consequences that come with a house getting foreclosed on. So they get a huge headache taken off of their hands when someone can come in and take on the payments and take care of that headache for them, and they can move on to something else. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can message me here on Facebook, or you can call or text at 918-409-2185. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.